Again, about this. Thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are getting ready to test ride the 2023, I'm going to say 2024. All right, these bikes are not going to change, okay? They're not going to change. This is the 2023 Chieftain. Let's go ahead and turn this bike on. Ooh, that seat is hot. That's a warm seat. So this is the air-cooled version, I guess, touring model version of the Challenger. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Let's see if it turns on. And oh, I pushed the wrong button. So you gotta hit this one, and then you gotta hit this one. So now we gotta wait for it to kind of turn back on. Is it gonna turn back on? Here we go. So it takes a second. It takes a second for these bikes to turn on, but this is, like I said, the Chieftain Dark Horse. So this is pretty much what you would get out of a what do you call it, a street glide. You can never reach the side stand, the kickstand. So TFT display, infotainment system, like I said, this is comparable to the street glide. The fairing looks a little bit smaller. I'm not sure what it is. This is a Dark Horse. Looks a little small, but so far, like I said, the display is very, very bright on this. I like that. Very bright display. TFT. I believe this is a 7-inch, if I remember correctly, 7 inches. Because I know the Harleys are 6, or they just went up to 6.7, I think. So I believe this is a 7-inch display. I don't know off the top of my head, but very comfortable, just like the Challenger. The overall, you know, rider position, very, very comfortable. My arms are down low, relaxed. We have forward controls on this bike. We have forward controls. We have large floorboards, so you could always shift your feet up and down the floorboards. Very, very comfortable. Of course, I'm 5'7", so I'm able to ride you know, down here, and I'm able to ride, of course, when I have to shift, I just have to shift my my feet up on the floorboard. So the seat, another positive. I've always mentioned this. I always mention this in these bikes. The seats are very comfortable on these touring models. They are very comfortable. You have a nice wall that holds you firmly. It holds you firmly in position. So even with it being in sport mode, you don't feel like you're gonna fall off the back of the bike. But right now, I believe we are in standard mode. Yeah, we're in standard mode, and the throttle feels very responsive. Very, very impressive. Like I said, it's a comfortable feeling bike overall. The positioning, I'm 5'7", I mentioned. Arms down low, relaxed. I'm in an upright position. I'm not stretched over the fuel tank or anything like that. So I am liking the way the bike feels so far. The overall look of it is really nice as well. I mean, I like that the inner fairing is also painted to match with the bike. You can see it's like a denim red. I don't know what they call this. They call this a ruby smoke on this bike. They call it a ruby smoke, and MSRP is at $28,900, and for the color option, you're looking at an extra $1,700. Is that right? No, it's only an extra $700 for the color option. Wow, that's cheap. I believe most Harleys, it's like an extra $1,500 for some of the color options. So, man, it's just, I mean, overall, bang for your buck. The Indian, I mean, it just comes in droves when it comes to bang for your buck. So, you know, you get a lot. You get the electronic windshield, which is not working, or maybe I'm just doing something. I'm not doing something right. This should be lowering or raising my windshield. It's not working. I don't know, maybe that's an issue with these touring models. the windshields just stopped working. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments if you own a Chieftain. You guys can let me know. But yeah, it's very responsive. Suspension feels great, very comfortable. I am getting a little bit of wind buffeting at, you know, a lower speed, which is just a little odd. But unfortunately, I'm not able to adjust the windshield and see if that could change it or alter or improve the wind buffeting. But we'll see how it handles on the highway. We'll see what happens. So other notable features, of course, yeah, it is a 7-inch ride command touchscreen TFT infotainment system display with navigation. Apple CarPlay is also included. Very nice. It also has the most customizable infotainment system on 2 wheels, traffic and weather overlays. So it's probably the different displays, the different modes, which is what I noticed. It's very bright and vibrant. Some of the standard features that you get with the Chieftain, of course, you get the well, the blacked out finish is with the dark horse. So this is the dark horse. You also get a 19-inch wheel in the front. The wheels on these Indians are very, very nice. I really like the way they look. I've been a fan since they introduced the Chief dark horse. It had a really nice looking wheel. Even the Sport Chief, which is right up here on the left of me, also has a very good looking wheel set. So we have full LEDs all the way around, turn signal lights included. That's something that you do not get with the ST or the El Diablo. These of course are Harley's $30,000 bikes. You don't get LEDs all the way around, but you get that with the Indians, of course. So it's a neat little touch. And you know, considering that how much you pay for the LEDs through Custom Dynamics and through Screaming Eagle, you're looking at like a $140 option right there. So we have the 2-up Rogue seat. That's what it's called. Keep on getting that mixed up. So you have the 2-up Rogue seat. It's a comfortable seat. I really like it. I've always liked it since you know, since the beginning. Just the placement, the positioning, and the that wall that just gives you an additional support, just additional comfort overall. So it is nice. Trying to keep my eyes on the road and not look down. You also have the remote locking on the saddlebags. I still don't know if that's standard with the special. I don't believe so. I believe that's just something that the CVOs have on the on the toy models, on the Harleys, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. You guys can correct me in the comments, but I believe the remote locking saddlebags, that's something that you don't get on, I believe, the special. I think that's something that you only get with the CVOs. But like I said, I might be wrong on that. And what else do you have? You have a Bluetooth stereo system. That is that's nice. What is it? It's 100 watt. Is that it? I just finished installing a stereo system on my Lowrider S. What else do you have? You have the ride modes, of course. One of those, it's just a neat feature to have with these bikes. I mean, Harley finally added ride modes to their CVO. The VVT, the 121 VVT, they just recently added ride modes. Some people think they're gimmicks. I really like them. I mean, I like being able to adjust your throttle response, the throttle lag on the fly. That's what people don't understand. All right, the ride modes, you can swap them out on the fly. You don't have to turn off the bike. Yes, you have power vision. You can load a different map, but you have to go into the settings. You have to be stationed. You have to load the map, shut it off, wait 10 seconds, and then turn it back on. So that's the difference between these ride modes and, of course, the maps that you get on your power vision that you could set up 100%. So let's see where we're at right here. I haven't figured out the friction control, so we'll have to see how the bike handles on the uphill. we have to find that friction control right there. So we'll give it a Alright, so back down to features. You have a 5.5 gallon tank on this, so it's a little bit larger than some of the other options. I believe the Limiteds had the 6 gallon tank. Am I right? I can't remember off the top of my head. I know all the Softails have 5 gallon tanks. I believe the Limiteds have the 6 gallon tank. I'm not entirely sure. Does the Street Glide have the 6 gallon tank? I don't know. But so far, man, the bike handles great. Alright, very comfortable. This is just one of the bikes that you can just lay down a lot of miles at a time. Good wind protection. We'll see how it handles at higher speeds, because I started getting a little bit of wind buffeting. But we'll just see what happens. And then of course we'll put it in sport mode in a bit. I'll probably wait until we get past this turn, just so I could you know, make sure I don't accidentally, you know, fall off the back of the bike. But I doubt it, because this has that cushion on the back of the seat, so it really holds you in place. It's like a little cup, so it holds you firmly in position. And the texture of the seat, it also has a little bit of a gripping material as well. So you can see it feels like it just feels like you're really well seated and in position to take control of the bike. So overall, great performance, great suspension. You know, it's just, I've always mentioned this in the videos, how well engineered these bikes are. They feel really nimble. Sorry, they feel really nimble for, you know, 800 something pounds. How much does this thing weigh? I think this thing weighs in at somewhere around 800 pounds. I know they're quite heavy. I know the Challenger is, I believe, 60 pounds lighter than the Road Glide, but I think the Chieftain and the Street Glide, they're pretty much on par when it comes to weight. But yeah, nice little ride, fun little ride. Don't know what some of these issues are going. This is now my second bike where the electronic windshield does not work. But man, the display is really vibrant. I really like the display. You can really see it. You have, of course, your analog gauges still. That's something that you probably notice on the CVOs. The CVO is just now a TFT display, no longer analog. So this is still analog, in case you're, you know, one of those riders that prefer analog gauges. On the CVO, you could customize your gauges. You could swap them around, change them, so you have a lot of control. And I'm pretty sure now that Harley has introduced you know, that new TFT display, I'm pretty sure Indian's gonna, you know, do something similar. So like I said, I doubt they'll do anything different in 2024, but we might see something, like, you know, kind of like a surprise. Maybe they'll probably surprise us with something in 2024, or we'll probably see the changes in 2025, because of course, you know, Harley and Indian are always competing, and competition is good because that's when they innovate and they change things, they update things. Just like we got that new Batwing fairing, they changed that. And then of course we also have that new shark nose fairing on the CVO, on the Road Glide, which is hideous. I think it's ugly, but of course it's, you know, it's different. They changed it, so we'll see if they'll do anything different when it comes to the 2024 models. But for the most part, if you ask me, I believe they're going to be pretty much the same. Alright, so man, this bike is just so nimble. you could really throw this. I'm not even trying, just moving my hips. The bike just, I'm like I said, I'm just impressed with the engineering of these Indians. It really is impressive when you're coming from a Harley bagger or a Harley touring model. We'll see what happens here. I'm not sure. We lost half of the crew back there at the light. There's a police officer right behind me, so I'm not sure how fast I'm gonna go. But we are gonna switch it into sport mode now, so we have to let go of the throttle. Oh man, that always surprises me. It always surprises me how quickly the throttle response changes and how quickly the bike handles when it, you know, just compared to the standard mode, the touring mode. And there goes the highway patrol. Thank you for not pulling us over. I don't believe I ran that red light. I don't believe I ran that red light, but man, yeah, that feels great. What gear am I in? Is this in 5th? Where is my, oh, I'm in 4th gear. So it's just I'll touch upon this again when it comes to the riding modes and the throttle response. It's not mechanically, okay? There's nothing. I mean, it's a push rod engine. Mechanically, it can't really do much. The VVT system maybe, because it does alter your timing by a few degrees. So when it comes to the riding modes on the VVT, it could be mechanically and electronically. But for the most part, with these Thunderstrokes, these 116s, it's all throttle lag and throttle response. That's all it is. It changes the throttle response. Instead of it being a 4-to-1 or whatever, meaning 20%, 30% of throttle twist, then you're getting 10% of throttle blade control. That could be it. Like I said, I don't entirely know how these are programmed, but it's all throttle lag and throttle response, because it's a throttle by wire system. All right, it's a throttle by wire system. You don't have a push and pull cable like you do on your old style, you know, bikes, like on my Sportster. My Sportster still has the push pull design. So I am definitely getting the wind buffeting on my helmet, on my head. So I am definitely getting that, and we're only traveling at 60 miles per hour. Not that much. So you know, you could probably, or I'm gonna feel a significant more wind buffeting at a higher rate of speed. Okay, so I'm 5'7". It really depends on your size. So far for the Pursuit, the Super Chief, the Super Chief Limited, a lot of the other ones I haven't had any wind buffeting. This one just, it's a little bit noticeable. The helmet's shaking, I can see the visor vibrating, stuff like that. But unfortunately, because of the electronic visor does not work, I'm not able to see if I could improve the wind buffeting by raising or lowering the windshield. So I mean, it is what it is. These are the demo rides. These bikes are taken out every weekend, and I believe they get dropped a lot. I think they get dropped a lot, because I was looking at I believe the Sport Chief, and it had scuff marks and damages to the right side of the exhaust, and that's normally where it doesn't scrape. It scrapes towards the bottom. You can see the Sport Chief in front of me. It had it on that stacked upper muffler. So anyways, we're getting close to the end of the test ride. So far, I like it. All right, if you ask me, this one's really tough. Between the Challenger and the Road Glide, I'm definitely going to settle with the Road Glide. Aesthetically, I just like the bike better. All right, but when it comes to the Chieftain and the Street Glide, man, it's really close, because they're both really beautiful bikes. It's just that you get just a tad bit more of everything. I believe the suspension's slightly better. The handling is definitely better. And the performance, just because of the ride modes, I think I believe it just feels better. Alright, so you guys stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.